Good evening, YouTube. Back again, dropping another video. So, you saw the first video earlier. In case you missed it, we were talking about the severe weather outbreak that was underway in the southeast today. Have a multitude of tornado reports. Last time I saw the count, it was at about 30. I think that's probably increased, probably sitting somewhere close to 40. Some of them were pretty strong, maybe even violent. Unfortunately, we already have had a report of a fatality, and that number may go up. Let's hope not, but that was a very potent storm system that's just now moved off the coast and out of the country. But we are not done, of course. We have a threat. We have a pretty notable threat Wednesday as well. We're going to get into that in a moment. I haven't been asking it as much, so obviously I'm going to ask it in this video. If you like what I'm doing, if you want to support what I'm doing, it's free of charge to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and share. And get this main thing I'm really trying to do is get this word out to the people that need it, so that way we can prevent more fatalities. That's really the main goal of this channel. I've been wanting to do that stuff since I was a child. It's cool that I finally decided to find the cojones to actually do this. But might I digress? Enough of my rambling. Let's get right into it. So, it's been established that we've had an enhanced risk for the last several days, but there have been a few more changes. This enhanced risk is now starting to creep its way into Tennessee, and Chattanooga has already been in this, but I wish I could zoom in on this map more. I wish I knew more towns about Tennessee. I might learn them tomorrow depending on what happens. But for the most part, our threat is going to actually be straight line winds apparently. This also, however, will depend on the mode of storms that we may get. They're expecting there's a line of storms that's expected to form later in the day that's associated with a front. But we are also getting a lot of model runs that have isolated supercells out ahead of this. So it's kind of touch and go on the tornado threat. The SPC has kind of kept it safe and have gone with only a 5% risk. And the wind threat definitely does seem to take the cake here, but there is still a prevalent tornado threat. It's a 5% chance, mostly through the slight risk and enhanced risk area. But there is a 2% risk even going into West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia. Excuse me. And some parts of eastern Kentucky as well have a 2% chance of seeing a tornado within 20 miles of a given point. They haven't had any hatch risk yet, which is good news. Our wind threat, no hatch risk yet. That may change. Wouldn't surprise me if it does. The low-level jet was looking pretty impressive the last model run that I saw of it. So we'll just have to keep a close eye. But that is where our enhanced risk is originating from. And then we have a slight risk worth for hail. 15% risk. Mainly for areas south of Chattanooga. Kind of more to the west as well. But the tornado threat definitely seems to lend itself towards a little bit further north. Not saying that areas like Columbus and Dothan can't get hit again today, or can't get hit like they were today. So definitely stay where they were, because we aren't done yet. I feel like I'm fighting off something myself now. So let's have a little look at these temperatures here. Let's go to about 13 hours out, early into the morning or into the overnight hours. Temperatures are already climbing at this point. We're at 61. It actually feels kind of hot in my room right now, actually. Might need to turn the AC on. But you can clearly see at about on the 07Z run here, temperatures are already pretty warm, and this only increases throughout the day. You can even see where our boundary is right here. You got some 70s right here, and then behind this you got some 50s. We push this forward And this is also the same storm system that's affecting Missouri right now. There's actually a marginal risk for Missouri right now in severe storms. We even had a tornado warning over there earlier. So we watch this boundary move to the east, and look at how this warm sector really kicks in. We're getting 70s and 80s back in some of the same places that were hit today, which is bad news. Right when this boundary starts to come in. And we see this start to push its way into the southeast in the early to mid-afternoon hours, which is a little bit alarming. Dew points are going to be up in the 60s as well. We know this already. I'm just giving you guys one more really good look at this before things go off tomorrow. And then through Thursday, this threat moves off to the east and northeast. And by mid-morning, early afternoon, we should be about done with this. And then the cold air moves in behind this, and it's a pretty good push of cold air throughout Thursday and into Friday. Let's get to the dew points. So let's move up to hour 17. So this is into the early to mid-morning hours, closing in on the afternoon here. You can already see our dew points are already it almost seems like they're staged. Like this event is already pretty much set up to happen here. So we watch these dew points reach the 70s, and there's a lot of really rich Gulf moisture here. 70s in the exact same areas that got hit, which is really concerning. Again, I'm curious to see what the Cape is going to look like in this area once again. The fact that we're getting hit with a 1-2 punch is very unfortunate for a lot of areas, because I'm worried that some of these areas might get hit again. And then we'll watch these dew points work their way up to the north and east, and then we just kind of lose them after a while. Get up to about North Carolina, maybe into some parts of southern Virginia. Get onto the coast, you get some real rich moisture, and then by Thursday afternoon and into the evening, we're pretty much done with this storm system. And then we finally get a break and we destabilize. So, main thing that I'm really interested in looking at is this low-level jet, because this is going to be the key player behind everything. Oops, scroll down a little too far. So we move this forward, and you can see little jet streaks trying to develop here. It's not as prominent as today's lower level jet. Like we had a big, as you can see here, we had a big maximum right around this area, and we were getting towards 65 and 70 knots. More than sufficient enough for some stronger tornadoes even, especially given the thermodynamics that we had in this area earlier. So move this forward, and that same kind of energy just doesn't seem to be there as much. Still seems like it could be there, but it's just not anywhere near to the same extent. We're hitting 45, some areas may hit 50 knots at the low level jet, and I don't think the shear gradient is quite the same either. I think this is more of a positively tilted deal. It kind of looked like we were getting somewhat of a negatively tilted type of trough when these storms fired up this afternoon. Because there you go, you can almost look and see it's all pointing off to the south and east. Telltale sign that was a slight negative tilt. It's never a good thing to see. Like I said, whenever you see anything pointing this way, that's when you know something's about to go down. I mean, we don't really have that this time. It's all the way back here, so it just isn't in time for the storms, which is honestly a good thing. We just don't want to see the same areas get clobbered again. But that's all I got as far as the low-level jet's concerned. We'll have some wind energy coming in behind it, but no more storms. So the tornado juice, as a lot of the YouTube weather community tends to call it, isn't really there, which is a good thing. Well, it's there, but it's a little bit more subdued than what we had today. So we move forward to the early morning hours on Wednesday, excuse me. And we can clearly see, actually I'm going to try to get us a closer look. I don't know what I was thinking, why I didn't do that sooner. So here we are at about 12 hours from now. And you can see this little line of storm starting to develop here, firing along with the daytime heating. The main thing that I'm concerned about are isolated cells that'll pop up ahead of this line. We do have a lot of convection right around these areas, and this looks like the exact same areas that got hit today, which is very concerning. So click this spot here, and lo and behold, of course, discrete cell, little wind maximum to the south, and there you have it. Already we got a tornado risk for that. So we'll be watching southern Georgia again, southern Alabama, some parts of southeastern Alabama as well, central Alabama. I wouldn't rule y'all out as well. So we move into the late evening hours. This isn't the most robust line either from the looks of it. Could be some damaging straight line winds. I do think that there could be a few isolated tornadoes in here as well. Take a look at this northerly storm. This isn't really the geez. Computer's starting to glitch out on me now. There we go. Now, yeah, I don't really see nothing impressive on the NAM as far as I'm concerned, but I'm a little too far out to use the HRRR from the looks of it. So right around here, that's what I'm interested in seeing. It's marginal severe. Conditions just aren't as favorable at this point. I think this area is going to be one that I watch. It's going to be just south of Atlanta. Looks like Macon, maybe Columbus again. And we see a few storms try to develop on this line here, but the NAM just isn't really giving me a good picture. Oh wait, here's a little something. We do have a good bit of directional shear around this area here that I've selected. Where was that? It was in southern Alabama. So there could be still some embedded supercells in this line. So I'm just going to keep on trying to find little soundings here, just getting an idea of what we're in for here. Still a tornado threat. So I think we're looking for embedded supercells into the afternoon and evening tomorrow, and then into the into the late night hours, and then in the early morning everything's gone. Might have a little bit of activity in southern Florida, but I think that's going to be limited in nature. Marginal tornado threat, not a surprise. This will come in as quickly as it goes come Thursday, and then by that point everything will start to quiet down finally. And we will have a little break here, and then our cold air moves in afterwards, just in time for Friday morning. So we'll look at some severe weather parameters, see what we might have on the significant tornado index or parameter, significant tornado parameter, and the Cape. I mean, we do have abundant Cape values. I mean, we're sitting at 1,500, 1,600 easily. And I think this will honestly increase more throughout the afternoon. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. There's plenty of Cape available, so if we end up under these storms, it's going to be a heck of a night. It's going to be a lot of energy available. And then just look around South Georgia especially. We're hitting 3,000. These are going to be some nasty storms down here. You guys might want to look out again. And this does work. I do think this works its way north into Atlanta. So we're hitting about 2,500 around where I live. So very alarming numbers here. I'm not sure about our tornado threat. Time will only tell. That's going to probably be more of a nowcast event. Then again, when we had all these tornadoes in South Carolina today, it was a nowcast event as well. There were like a couple of social media meteorologist that nailed this right on the head, but a lot of other people kind of snoffed the idea of this. So I might shoot my shot here and say we might have a tornado threat a little bit further north than expected. I sure hope that isn't the case because that's around my neck of the woods, but I don't know, man. We'll just have to wait till the morning hours, see what the morning models say. Won't be able to make a video this upcoming morning, but well, I might try if I get up early enough, if I got enough time, but can't guarantee it. I'm not trying to promise anything I can't keep here. So let's look at this significant tornado parameter here. Let's see what we got. See what we're dealing with. And then I'll let you guys go for the night. I also appreciate the video I made a couple days ago. Hitting 30 views, not bad for a small weather channel like mine. I will take that humbly and gladly. Yeah. So the area around here is the area I was expecting to have some higher values. We're sitting at a 3.4. Might be a spot around here where we go to about a 4 maybe. And right around here we're sitting at 2, maybe a 3 in there somewhere in northern Georgia. It's not the highest numbers I've ever seen, so that's a good sign. This does try to peak a little bit further north of Atlanta late into the overnight hours, it looks like. Yeah, we're sitting at a 3.1 here. So, I mean, there's plenty of areas to watch. There's plenty of scattered activity. So, this is going to be, like I said, this definitely is starting to scream nowcast event to me, in all honesty. So, just stay tuned to the weather. Whether you're watching the Weather Channel, your local news network, or a YouTube guy like myself, or a YouTuber that's doing a live stream, just have a way to get those warnings and just, stay weather aware, stay safe. But this is all I got for you guys. This has been Ty, your Metalhead Weather again. I'm signing off for the night. Hopefully you guys stay safe tomorrow for any areas that are under the gun, and to anyone that was hit today. Stay safe as well. I wish you luck on the cleanup, and I hope you guys try to make the most out of the rest of your evening if you can. But you guys have a good night and stay metal.